Soldiers' reaction to a spilled bottle of water. Water is life, especially at the front, when the temperature outside is +30 and above. Soldiers at the front need at least 4 to 5 liters of water a day because of the heat, armor, shelling. But this is theory. In practice, every sip is worth gold. FPV UAV Zapad operator strikes 5 Ukrainian soldiers and a pickup truck in the Bohuslavka region. Russian scouts received information that a Ukrainian armed forces pickup truck was moving from the village of Malaya Rybitsa towards Miropolya, accompanied by an assault group. The 34th Mountain Regiment of the Sever National Guard's FPV operators were informed that the attack group had caught up with the Ukrainian pickup truck and carried out a precise attack targeting the high concentration of personnel at the rear of the vehicle. The attack group and the vehicle were neutralized. UAV operators affiliated with the 132nd Brigade of the Russian Armed Forces discovered the control center of Ukrainian UAVs and sent an FPV UAV there.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
In the village of Kamenn in the Chernihiv region, reconnaissance work revealed an enemy UAV control center. Inside an abandoned house, enemy teams had set up equipment and equipped a takeoff and landing area for UAVs. This area was also visited by the FPV group called Sever. The Russian Ministry of Defense released footage from the liberated village of Filia in the Dnipropetrovsk region. The footage shows Russian artillery units, Grad MLRS units, and drone operators working intensively. The Russian flag is flying on the roof of a house in the village. The Russian Air Force is supporting the offensive towards Sumy by striking Ukrainian positions. Russian reconnaissance forces detected Ukrainian forces operating in a building to the south. Russian aviation then destroyed the building with a Kh-39 missile. UAV operators belonging to the 56th Airborne Guard Regiment are destroying enemy equipment and manpower in the Kursk border region. Tanks camouflaged in the forest belt were hit one after another. Then, pickup trucks that came to evacuate the tank crews were destroyed. Reconnaissance officers from the South Group first damaged the enemy's 2S-1 Gvozdika self-propelled gun with several shots from FPV UAVs, then completely destroyed it and hit it directly through the open hatch. Seversk direction. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. A Ukrainian FPV drone crashed a few meters away from a Russian soldier riding an ATV. If the Russian soldier had been a little faster, the drone would have hit the vehicle. Chernihiv region. Objective control of the destruction of the Sky-Cactrel radio technical complex of a pickup-based UAV of the Ukrainian forces near the village of Mashevo with Lancet barrage ammunition. This complex is capable of monitoring airspace, detecting UAVs, and neutralizing them with jammers. The Russian Defense Ministry announced that Dnieper's Supercam S-350 destroyed a Ukrainian Armed Forces UAV control center. The stages of the installation of the kamikaze UAV and the installation of the launch pad were recorded on video. FPV UAV operators of the 51st Guards Army's 80 Sparta Orb on the outskirts of the village of Dimitrov found and destroyed the UAV control center of the 3rd Assault Battalion of the 92nd Independent Assault Brigade of the AFU with the help of a kamikaze UAV. Ukrainian forces UAV operators tried to escape, but Russian FPV UAVs destroyed the building where their UAV control center was located. In the meantime, you can use YouTube Super Thank You to support us and our content. We need it to continue with our videos. 11 GV ODSHBR snipers ambushed Ukrainian Armed Forces personnel in the Sumy region. Destruction of the Ukrainian AN/TPQ 36 counter-battery station in the Novosilovka area. According to a statement from the Russian Ministry of Defense, fighters belonging to the South Group destroyed a land-based robotic complex belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Footage of the 57th Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade of the 5th Army's assault units liberating the village of Shevchenko. Here we see a motorcyclist racing through a minefield and motorized infantry dismounting from MTLB vehicles, running toward buildings, and then rushing to clear the area. The footage also shows men who were unlucky enough not to surrender or evacuate the village in time. Artillery units destroyed another position of the Ukrainian Armed Forces with high-precision ammunition. This greatly facilitates the advance of the Russian Army's assault units. On a section of the front line, a Russian soldier single-handedly captured 5 Ukrainian soldiers. Among those who surrendered was a female soldier from the Ukrainian Armed Forces. Belozerskaya, right bank of the Dnieper River. The exposed position of Ukrainian forces was hit by Russian artillery fire. The target was destroyed. A group of operators from the UAV unit of the 114th Motorized Rifle Regiment of the 5th Guards Army is striking Ukrainian Armed Forces equipment and personnel in the direction of Vremivsky. A sailor from the 382nd Battalion of the Sever Guard Regiment, together with Ukrainian Armed Forces soldiers, destroys a position by approaching it with grenade launchers during the liberation of Kurilovka. In recent months, the Russian army has continued to establish a buffer zone in the Sumy region after liberating the Kursk region. An archive image from the time when the Kursk region was liberated. According to a statement from the Russian Ministry of Defense, the South Group has completed its rescue operation in Delivka, Donetsk, and is continuing to advance deeper into Ukrainian defenses. Russian forces ambushed a Ukrainian military transport vehicle in a wooded area. The vehicle was ambushed as a result of careful planning. Some images have been removed from the video due to their sensitive nature. UAV operators affiliated with the 39th Airborne Brigade are destroying Ukrainian transport vehicles. Fighters from the 16th Special Forces Brigade destroyed a Ukrainian UAV launch pad in the direction of Krasnolimansk. Video of the relentless collapse of the Ukrainian armed forces positions in Shevchenko. All drone attack footage is clearly visible in a clip lasting a few minutes. Footage of Russian drones attacking the house one after another after Ukrainian armed forces personnel entered the house. The house caught fire and was reduced to ashes. The Ukrainian armed forces attacked Russian fighters again, but they only thought that the Russians would not respond. A Russian barrage-armed Lancet drone destroyed the detected Ukrainian position. In the village of Kasyanovka, he destroyed a pickup truck belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. The UAV operator waited for the right moment and buried the enemy pickup truck next to another vehicle, blocking the road. Kharkiv region. Archival footage of Ukrainian soldiers being neutralized by the 44th Army Artillery Brigade. A drone operator and reconnaissance team from the 69th Separate Protection Brigade destroyed a Ukrainian Armed Forces T-72 tank in the direction of Hulyapol. In addition, A Lancet drone attack on the tank was carried out by operators from the 14th Guard Special Forces Brigade, along with a group of drones in the tower. Two missile strikes were carried out by the Iskander-M mobile missile system on air defense units belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces in the Sumy region. Ukrainian forces skillfully destroyed Russian Garan 2 calculations at temporary staging areas. Targets in the Razin, Sofievka, and Sosnovka settlements were hit. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. According to a statement from the Ministry of Defense, FPV UAVs belonging to the South Group destroyed an American M119 weapon and an ammunition depot belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces in Donetsk. The Russian Air Force bombed settlements near Chasiv Yar, where Ukrainian troops were located. During reconnaissance operations, the Yugra Rifle Regiment's UAV unit discovered that a soldier from the Ukrainian Armed Forces 72nd Mechanized Brigade had decided to escape near a shelter. As a result, the Ukrainian shelter was destroyed along with the soldiers inside. A Russian armed forces drone capable of dropping munitions struck a Ukrainian soldier with a bomb as he was leaving a shelter. Another UAV control center of the Ukrainian armed forces was discovered in the direction of Konstantinovsky. After several drone attacks, the UAV control center was destroyed. Write your thoughts about drones in the comments.